Welcome to the Juice and the Orange podcast, the place where every person is just a name until you know their story. On today, we're excited to have Camille Phillip. Camille, how are you doing today?
Hi, hello. I am delightful. How are you?
I am doing great. We're glad to have you on the Juice and the Orange podcast.
Glad to be here.
Yes. So we're going to dive right into your story. So can you tell us who is Camille Phillip?
Um, Camille. I am I am a daughter, I am a sister, I am an auntie, I am a cousin, I am a good friend. I am a singer, a dancer. I am a lot of different things. I wear a lot of different hats. Biggest thing is I'm a lover of Christ. um, and I don't know. I don't know how else I could describe myself. I'm awesome. I
There
can't
you
forget
go. There you
that.
go.
I can't forget that.
That's
I
a
am awesome.
great description. And I'm sure the Church of the Oranges can attest to that.
They
So,
would. They would.
so can you tell us a little bit more about your roots and where you are from?
I am a Jersey girl through and through. Born in Jersey, raised in Jersey. I've spent my entire life here. But my parents, my mom is from Jamaica, and my dad is from Grenada. And they raised me very Caribbean. But also acknowledging that they came to America for, for opportunities and a better life, and tried to give me all of the things that they didn't have growing up.
Mm.
So I am super appreciative for things like that. My dad, um, my dad would have me do things like watch the Oprah Winfrey show. So he would show me how she would enunciate
Wow.
when when he didn't think that I was speaking appropriately. So part of me, I grew up a lot like going to school and people telling me that I sounded like a white girl, but I'm just like, no, my dad told me to speak like Oprah Winfrey.
Mm.
And so I do things like that. That those are like the small life lessons that I recall growing up, because of my parents and the things that they wanted for their children.
Mm.
Um, if you've known me all my life, then you know I have an older brother. We both grew up in Kodo. My parents are charter members of the Church of the Oranges. So I have been in Kodo all my life, literally. Um, if you see the picture in the church of when the mortgage was burned, my
Mhm.
brother is very prominent. He's like in the first or second row in that picture with Pastor Trusty. And you can see my ponytail.
Ponytail was there.
You can see my ponytail in the picture. That's how you know that we are children of the Church of the Oranges. We've been there all our lives.
That is awesome.
Um, so it's good to see all the changes, all the growth, all the different people that have come and gone. Kodo is a strong part of my roots.
Mm. That is so awesome that you gave a shout out to your parents for
Have
being
to.
amazing parents, and they're amazing people.
They are
But even from
phenomenal.
an early age, they were pushing you towards excellence and
Yes, yes,
making sure that you didn't settle in any area. And so, shout out to parents like that who
indeed,
try to bring out
indeed.
the best of their kids. So, kids, if you're listening, when your parents are hard on you and they make you read those books and write those reports and study those people, trust me, it will pay off
It's
later
worth
on.
it. It is worth it. If I can also project a story about my mom too. My mom was very passionate about us reading too.
Mhm.
So my brother and I, we're about 6.5 years apart. And to punish us one time, actually, my mom took the house keys and she made us go to the library after school. As
Mm.
we couldn't stay home, we had to go to the library. Now, this was a punishment for my brother, but for me, it was a joy. I
Yeah.
loved the library as a kid. And my mom would make us do just that. We would have to read a book. We would have to write a report about it.
Mhm.
Um, so my mom helped me develop a love of reading.
Yeah. Yeah. In school, sometimes my friends would complain about those writing projects, those book reports. I'm like, my parents have me doing this already.
All the time. What? Book report? When do you need it?
Right. Just quote the sources
When
and
do
write
you
what they
need
said.
it?
It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard.
Exactly. I'm just like, that's so much fun.
Mhm. So thank you so much for sharing that story and for sharing your Kodo background. You really have roots in this church, and your family was here from the
Indeed.
beginning. And I'm
The
glad
very
to know that,
beginning.
your ponytail got that shout out, for being present at that pivotal moment at Kodo's history.
That's all I
You
have.
talk about legacy. That's legacy right there.
You
But
can see my ponytail.
yep, yep, yep. Legacy, legacy, legacy. So, Camille, tell us, what are some obstacles that you've had to overcome, and what have you learned from some of those obstacles in your journey of life?
Some obstacles. Um, phew. Well, I'd say probably one of my biggest obstacles was just getting through college.
Mm,
Um, I feel that, well, I always kept the mindset if I sit down and think back over my life, I would think that a lot of things kind of came easy for me. School wasn't super challenging. I got pretty good grades all through school, all through middle school, junior high, and then high school. But college was different.
mm.
College was different. College was probably the first time that I ever got a D in my life, and I did not know what to do, and I called my mother and cried.
Wow.
um, college, um, college challenged me in a way. I guess because like I said, I thought I was a good student. I thought that I had good study habits. I thought that I was a pretty decent writer, and college made me reevaluate all of those things.
Mm,
And my um, my first couple of years at college, I actually was a commuter. I went to Rutgers Newark
mhm,
for 2.5 years, and then I transferred to Rowan University in South Jersey. Just because I wanted like the full college experience.
mhm.
Um, but what they don't tell you is that you really do save so much money when you stay home,
Yeah, yeah.
especially those first couple of years. And it was so funny. My dad actually wanted me to go to Oakwood, and
Hey.
right, right. My dad and my grandmother on my mom's side lived in Huntsville, and so
Mm,
he also wanted that. But I was not ready to be so far from home
mhm.
because we'd been to Huntsville a number of times. I'd seen Oakwood, and all I could think was that the drive is just so long. It's just so far, and I didn't want to be that far. I did also get accepted to Howard and Hampton.
Mm,
I wanted to go to Howard. I wasn't. I wasn't. I thought Hampton was a bit too far too. Um, but I ended up at Rutgers
mm.
Newark, because Dad said if you don't go to Oakwood, then you can just go to Essex County. Because Essex County probably would have saved me some money.
Yeah.
And I still could have transferred to Rowan or even transferred to Rutgers. And for me, at the end of the day, now that I'm out on the other side, it's about money and about how I could have saved money. And once I finally finished college, I actually finished. Some people finish in 4 years. I finished in 5.5 years, practically 6 years. I
Mm.
was in school. Um, College took me a while. I guess trying to find myself and really find, uh, I guess, a degree and a major and something that I could work with
Yeah.
coming out of college.
Mm.
So that was probably my biggest challenge.
Wow.
Um,
Thank you for sharing that. So college is no joke. And if there's anybody in high school thinking about college, we want to encourage you to please talk to those who have gone before you, who have traveled that
Please,
path. We will tell you that you need to explore your options before you commit to a school.
yes,
Student
yes,
loans will look appealing right now, but
but they are
interest
not.
is not someone you want to
It,
mess with. So it may look appealing to be offered lots of money in the mail. You're like, ooh, really? Free money? But you're gonna have to pay it back, and it's gonna cost you even more in the
you
long run. And so
will.
you can go to a local community college. Hey, it might not be prestigious, but you can transfer to Princeton
You
or
can
from a community college as long as your GPA is great and
and
your
save
tuition
so
prices
much
will be
money.
significantly lower.
So much
Or
money.
you can get straight A's in high school and get a great scholarship that will cover
Or
your college
that.
tuition wherever you want to go. So please work
Or
hard in high
that.
school, take your academics seriously. And Camille, what advice would you give to a collegiate student or high school student who is
I
trying to
see.
figure out what major to pick or what to focus on for their studies?
Um, my advice. I would say try to find something that you are passionate about. Um, One of the things that I am personally passionate about and something that I realized is that um, I am good at service.
Mm,
I like to give back. Um, I am like a people person where I if you will, one of the things in one of my majors, one of my professors told me that I have a good bedside manner.
mm,
And so I'm relatable in certain ways. Um, so if you're passionate about service, there are a lot of different avenues that you could take. Like I personally ended up in social services.
mhm.
That's where my career is right now. And some people, that service could end them in retail if you can handle it. That also can be in sales, or that can help you with starting your own business.
Mhm. Mhm.
But find something that you are good at, whether it be computers, whether it be numbers. Some people, we were trying to figure out prior, like talking before, how long I'd been an usher. And I'm so slow at math sometimes, so numbers was not my game.
Yeah.
numbers, numbers is not my game. Um, and so accounting was out. I actually wanted to be an accountant.
Mm.
But then one of the first classes they put me in was macroeconomics.
Ooh.
I sat in that class with my
Yeah.
eyes wide like this,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
felt like the professor was speaking another language.
Mhm.
And so I told the
Uh-huh.
professor that I did not think that this was going to work for me.
Mhm.
Um, and so I had to sit down and reevaluate. What did I think that I would be passionate about? Because
Mhm.
accounting
Was not for you.
was not going to be
Yeah.
it. And It's funny. I have a roommate in my house. I have a roommate, and she is an academic advisor, and
Mm,
she always tells me how people don't take advantage of the academic advisors on
right,
campus.
right.
Um, and I can honestly say that I was one of those people
Mhm.
because I do not. I don't know who the academic advisor was.
Yeah.
I don't. I think that I ended up having a conversation with a professor who might have shared with me, maybe you should talk to an academic advisor, and I don't think I took her advice. um, but I ended up okay.
Mhm.
But if you want to get focused in your career, or if you want to get through college in a reasonable amount of time,
Mhm.
if you want to finish in 4 years, you need to be friends with your academic advisor.
Yes, that is
Um,
phenomenal advice,
but
and those sessions
Mhm,
with that academic counselor has already
mhm.
been paid by your tuition.
Oh
Like, you don't have
yes,
to pay out of pocket. It's not like
they're
going to a
free.
therapist.
They
Free.
are free.
Also, the tutoring, free. Like, there are so many resources while you're there,
Oh
available
man,
to you. So please explore your options, and if you're
please,
struggling, you do not have to struggle alone.
you don't.
Thank you so much for sharing that,
No
portion of your
problem.
story. So I hope all the students are taking notes right now and are
Please,
taking advantage of these gems being dropped. And so
please.
we're going to transition to our next segment of our questions. What are some of the obstacles that you've had to overcome in 2020, dealing with the pandemic and work and life? How have you balanced all of those challenges?
I am thankful and blessed all through 2020, um, because I have two jobs, and my full time job allows me to work from home. My part time job is I am essential on my part time job, but um, they try to give us all the precautions, and they try to provide us with PPE and things like that. Um, where my where I've been able to sort of pick up extra time on my
Hmm.
part-time job, because my full-time job has makes us work from home. So
Hmm.
um, I have been able to save a great deal of money, because I am doubly employed, and we haven't been going anywhere
Hmm. No
for
travel.
2020. Um, uh, so I've been blessed of 2020, but one of the things that I can really attribute to helping me and keeping me stable and sane, um, are my therapist.
Mm.
Therapy is phenomenal.
Hmm.
I cannot stop raving about how fantastic therapy has been for me. Um, my therapist is fantastic. I have good and very supportive parents, and my parents are always very encouraging. My dad is an extremely hard worker, so he really helps me to. Um, he really helped me, and he instilled a very good work ethic
Hmm.
in me. So um, I am one of those people that has no problem working two jobs. Um, and often you are going to, like, if somebody needs me to do something, um, I'm always going to be like, okay, let me check and see if I have to work, and then I'll let you know. So so being gainfully employed through 2020 has been one of the things that have helped keep me stable.
Mm.
Keeping busy, too, because I've been working a lot. Um, um, and my therapist, and of
Hmm.
course God, and lots of prayer, um, uh, talking to good friends, talking to my mom. I just talk to my mom sometimes for hours.
Mm.
Um, my mom is my best friend. She became my best friend in college.
That is awesome. Amen for God. Amen for
Yes.
therapy. Amen for
Amen.
awesome parents. And amen for gainful employment. So we thank you
Yes.
for sharing. What are some of the things that you are passionate about? What things interest you?
Things I'm passionate about. Like I said before, I'm very passionate about service. I'm very passionate about giving back. I am passionate about learning about things, um, new places to travel.
Hmm.
I love to travel. The world is so big. Um, I am passionate about learning about um, how different people's minds work. Uh, so they're kind of strange. Please don't judge me.
It's fine. It's
Documentaries about like murderers,
fine.
um, and often it has a lot to do with that whole nature versus nurture
Hmm.
um, idea. So I like um, to hear about things like that. I like to people who have overcome like struggle, like even if they had a hard childhood,
Yeah.
how they've uh, turned it into like a successful business, how they've turned their lives around,
Hmm.
um, or people who find themselves caught up in drug addiction,
Yeah.
how they've changed their lives around. I work um, I work with veterans. That's my part-time job, and I love listening to their stories. A lot of like the racial challenges that they had returning from the war,
Mm.
economic challenges. A lot of them um, have a history of substance abuse, and uh, they are very open. They talk about their recoveries and things that they've gone through.
Hmm.
Um, and it's also good to kind of just speak to your elders, um, things that they see the world different because they're much older and they've lived longer. They give me really good ideas
Hmm.
about things. um, I'm always talking about wanting to lose weight. And so they often give me good ideas. Oh, try this. So, or how about we take a walk today? Or um, one of the veterans actually gave me an idea about riding a bike. He
Mm.
goes, just ride a bike around your neighborhood, see how it is, and if you ride bikes, um, then you know that riding is not for the faint of heart. You will have to build some stamina. It is no joke. I actually, my dad laughs at me because I tell him the story of how I was riding the bike and I was probably on for a good 5 minutes, and I had to stop and sit on the curb and catch my breath. and
Yeah.
and I there were people walking past, and I was like, please don't let them stop me or stop and ask me if I'm okay. I was breathing so hard, and like my face was drenched with sweat, and I was so embarrassed. um, but now I can ride about 6 or 7 miles
Nice.
nonstop. I just have to like find a path, and once I
Not
find
too
a
hilly,
path,
right?
yeah, that's not super hilly. Um,
There's a biking gang at the Church of the Oranges, and so,
oh,
whenever you're ready, they ride on Sundays.
okay. Oh, do
Yes.
they?
Yeah, yeah, but you might wanna check to see, if they're, like, going, like, 60 miles per hour the whole time.
Come on, bike gang. That's a habit.
Total bike
That's
gang.
something I picked up. Um, that's something I picked up in the pandemic too.
Nice.
It's been
So, can you tell us also, what is one thing about the Church of the Oranges? If you could change one thing, what would it be?
um, hmm. What could I really change?
Sounds like this a perfect church to me.
I mean, and no church is perfect. No church is perfect. What can I do? What can I do? If I could change one thing, I would like find some like investor that could replace the boiler.
Okay. Okay. There you go. There you go. Practical solutions. There you go. Okay.
I would think that, or if we could revamp the kitchen because
Okay.
the kitchen is
Yeah.
due, and that side room next to the kitchen too.
Mhm. Mhm. Add an elevator or two.
An
You
elevator.
know.
I don't know where we would put it, but
Hey, we're gonna have to expand our church, right?
right. So that if that would be like practical changes, I would do for the church. The building has is so sentimental. I know that eventually we'll probably have to like build a whole new building or just be consistently fixing it. But that's what I would want to do.
That is awesome. So, our last question before we go, if you could tell us about some of your 5 to 10 year plans, what are they? I know that you're a driven person. What are you working on?
Um, so a big part of my 5 to 10 year plans are generational wealth,
Mm,
legacy building. So one of the programs that we had at church, which uh, you, people will often hear me advocate for and talk about, was Financial Peace University.
mhm,
One of the things that you learn in Financial Peace University are like 7 baby steps with Dave Ramsey.
mhm,
And um, I won't name them all, but the the first two are save $1,000 in your emergency fund, and the second is getting yourself out of debt
mhm,
minus your mortgage.
mhm.
Um, so I am currently working on getting myself out of debt. I have a 5 year plan.
Awesome.
um, uh, Actually, I've had to extend my 5 year plan because of other things, but aggressively paying down debt, like getting
Mhm,
rid of my student loans. Getting out of debt is high on my 5 year plan.
mhm,
Hopefully, it'll be done in less than 5 years. Um, I have purchased a home.
mhm.
I am going on my second year here,
Congratulations.
so thank you. One of my goals is to make this home an investment property.
Mm,
I'm gonna fix it up and then purchase another home, and then hopefully turn that one into an investment property as well.
yeah, yeah.
So, so that is the game plan. So that's those are one of my two of my 5 year, 5 to 10 year goals. Fix up this house, and it's nice, but I want to redo the kitchen. I'm gonna redo the upstairs bathroom, and then I'm gonna purchase another property and rent this property out. And then I want to do some traveling too.
Mhm,
The world is beautiful and vast and amazing.
mhm.
So I want to see how people on the other side of the world live. I want to go to Africa. I want to I want to go to Africa. I want to go to Dubai. I want to go to Italy. So I need Corona to go away, um,
Right.
so that these countries will open up
Yeah, yeah.
and let me visit. Um, so that's part of my those are part of my goals too, because part of getting yourself out of debt is that you are able to do more with your money, and
Mhm.
a big part of doing more with your money is giving back,
Yeah.
um, and making sure that you're teaching like the younger generation better financial planning and
Yeah.
just awareness of their money, because I find that like schools really don't do that. Thank God my mom taught me how to write a check. Thank God that my mom put the fear of the Lord in me when it came to spending money, even in college. Um, so things like that. The song says more money, more problems. The thing about it is that you have to know what to do with your money so that it isn't problematic for you.
Boom. Boom.
That is the biggest thing. If you know what to do with your money, then it won't be problematic.
Yeah.
Um, I also want to encourage therapy for everyone.
Hmm.
Therapy is your friend. You can love God and still go to therapy. I'm
Amen.
telling you, they go hand in hand.
Hmm.
Um, your therapist might help you build a better relationship with the Lord. That's on that is on period.
Mm.
That is
Mm.
on period. What else? What else am I other go? Oh, one of these days, God's gonna send me a husband,
Hey,
and
claim it.
you know, I wouldn't say that that's a goal of mine, but one of these days, God is gonna bless me with a husband,
Amen.
and then maybe He'll bless me with a blessed and loving, sanctified marriage, and then perhaps children. Who knows?
That's
But
awesome.
until then. Until then,
Until then, we keep working while we wait.
getting out of debt, um, you know, building generational wealth for the next generation that will come after me, you
Hmm.
know, um, and giving back.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
That's just powerful. Thank you so much, Camille, for sharing those gems, for sharing your story, for sharing your passions and your heart with us. And we know that your story was an inspiration to our listening audience. Thank you for tuning in to the
So,
Juice in the Orange
mhm.
podcast, the place where every person is just a name until you know their story. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you.